So, and Thrall immediately is like, holy shit, Doomhammer. I did not mean to fight you. If I knew who you were, I would not have fought you. I respect you greatly. I know you're great friends with my father, and I know you've led the Horde. And Doomhammer's like, no, 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 I did that on purpose. I wanted to see if you would stand up against me, because I needed to see if you really believed what you said, and you did. And not only that, you got the best of me. No one can beat me. No one's ever beat me since your father and when we were kids. So Thrall's like, oh, God, I'm sorry. But Doomhammer's in. He's in on it now. He's like, great. You know, I was great friends with your father, and now I know you have the same fighting spirit, and I know that I can trust you, and I know that you're great. So they start the new Horde, basically. The very infancy of the Horde we know today. Led by Orgrim Doomhammer as the Warchief, still the current Warchief of the Horde. They go back and they get the Warsong clan with Thrall and Hellscream. So Orgrim Doomhammer, Thrall, Thrall and Hellscream, the Frostwolves, the Warsong clan become this orc army. And they start freeing internment camps. Like, just badass motherfuckers, you know. Of course, they're the coolest orcs in the world. Who's the top 3 orcs? Like, my favorite, of course, Thrall and Doomhammer, and then Thrall and Hellscream. Like, they're all badass. Anyone who played Warcraft 3 knows Thrall and Hellscream, you know, spoiler, he kills Manoroth, like, after drinking his blood again on accident and becoming demon-ridden and almost turning his back on Thrall. Redeems himself, redeems everything he's ever done, redeems drinking the blood in the first place. He was the first orc to ever drink the blood of Manoroth and bring the demonism to the orcs. He kills Manoroth just in the most badass cutscene ever. My favorite ever in Warcraft. In Warcraft 3. So these are like heroes. These are heroes of the orcs. All working together to free them. And they do. They go to internment camps and it's just a freaking slaughter. Like, Thrall goes in. First, he goes in as an interned orc. He kind of disguises himself and gets captured. And he spreads the word about the new Horde to all the internment guys, even though they're all lethargic still. And like, I don't know if we can do anything. The demons have left us. You know, we've lost. Thrall's like, no, bitches, I'm Thrall. I'm a shaman. You get that? I'm not a warlock, I'm a shaman. This is how it's going to be. We're going to grow. We're going to be strong. We're going to whatever. We're going to be shamanistic. We're going to live off land. We're going to be, you know, the baddest, you know, Horde in the world. This rallies them up. All the lethargic, warlock-ridden orcs are just like, yeah, shamanism. You're right, you're right. We used to be great. I know we did. My father used to tell me stories about how it used to be. F it. They set a date. The rest of them show up, Hellscream and Doomhammer with all the Warsong and all the Frostwolf, and attack the camp. All the prisoners ride up because Thrall's rallied them all, and they destroy the camp, and they just free them. Blam! More orcs to add to the Horde. Do it again. Another camp. I'm going to sneak in. Hey, I'm Thrall. Follow me. I got this guy, Orgrim Doomhammer. You might know him. He's the Warchief of the effing Horde. He's back. This guy, Thrall and Hellscream. You might know him. You know, he drank the blood back in the day, but now he's a badass motherfucker. He leads the Warsong clan. He's back. I'm Thrall. I'm the first shaman ever since back in the day. You know, come, fight with us. Here comes Doomhammer, Thrall and Hellscream the next day with all the orcs that they freed, with the Warsong clan, with the Frostwolf clan. Blah! Take out this other, take out the other internment camp. Boom! Bigger Horde. We just freed all these other orcs. More orcs to add to the Horde. F it, F it, F it. Go to another camp. Do the same thing. I'm a shaman. I'm Thrall. F it. Fight. War. And free the camp. You know, Thrall's using all his powers. Drek'Thar's using all his powers. Shamanistic. Lightning, come down and strike all the bad guys. He asks the animals. Thrall's like, please, horses. Horses carrying my enemy. These guys are bad. They're enslaving me. They're making my people not be what they want to be. Please, help us. The horses buck all the soldiers off their backs and says, the soldiers don't know what's going on. All the horses are going crazy. The ground's shaking because Earth is helping Thrall and Drek'Thar, the only shamans that exist from the orcs. You know, they don't know what the fuck's going on. Their camp just tears apart by lightning, by fire, by the rain that keeps coming down because the shamans are just whatever. Doomhammer is being the best motherfucking Horde. He's got the huge Doomhammer. His name's Orgrim Doomhammer, but he carries the Doomhammer, which is this huge hammer, just busting heads. Blow, blow, free another camp. Blow, blow, free another camp. Thrall and Hellscream, pling, dual swords. I'm just making that up. I don't know if he carries 2 swords. He does when I see him in my head when I read this book. And he's like slashing everything, just cutting off heads, cutting off limbs. Motherfuckers, we're the new effing Horde. I'm freeing all these people, you know? I'm Thrall and Hellscream. That's Doomhammer. That's Thrall. These are our clans. This is the Horde. Blah, blah, free another one. just that's how it is. New Horde, they have so many numbers now. It's all good. They go to one more camp. It's actually the 5th one they go to liberate, I think, which is actually now known as Hammerfall. It's an orc encampment called Hammerfall. It's in the Wrathy Highlands in World of Warcraft. This has been happening for a while now, and Blackmore, you know, caught on, of course, being the head of all the camps, and knows that they're being attacked and that orcs are being freed. So they have a bit of trouble with this one because they've kind of put tons of soldiers into the remaining camps. So they go to this last camp and meet with bigger resistance, but they're still badass. Same thing happens. I don't think Thrall infiltrates this one, you know, as a prisoner. I think they just go at it because their numbers are so huge, and it's harder for Thrall to sneak in anyway. So there's just this huge fight, you know. Horses, please help me buck this guy's off. Lightning, help me. You know, doing all the shaman things. Grom Hellstring's murdering. Doomhammer's murdering. When it all dies down, Thrall's not hearing, you know, the victory, the war cry, ah, and he doesn't understand. He's panting. He just got down with this war. They just feed another camp. In the distance, he sees a circle of orcs like looking at something. So Thrall runs over there, and he's like, oh hey, what's going on? The orcs kind of spread out the way. Thrall looks down. He sees Doomhammer down on the ground. He's got a spear in his back, and somebody says something to Thrall, makes a comment about what happened. That Doomhammer was just murdering him against like 20 guys on horses. Just, I'm effing Doomhammer, just bashing away. But at one point, one of the guys snuck up on him, stuck a spear in his back like a coward, and Doomhammer fell. Doomhammer's just lying there dying. Thrall sees him, and he's like, no, because, you know, this is his dream. This is their leader. This was going to happen. This was going to be the new Horde. And he sees it for the first time, maybe not happening, you know. Doomhammer was one of the ones that didn't drink the blood, just like his father, just like the whole Frostwolf clan. So he never really got corrupted by demons, and he sees this leader who's like uncorrupted just dying. And Thrall's like, Doomhammer, what the fuck? What happened? And he's like, these cowards, they stabbed me in the back. He's like, take this shit out of me. I don't want to die with this thing in me. Talking about the spear, and like, it's one of the most badass things, and it's really well written and described. Thrall just grabs the spear, and, you know, I'm trying to remember it best I can, and rips it out of him. Like, and Doomhammer takes it like a champ, and he's dying on the inside. Just, inside's getting torn up by the spear. Just gets pulled out of him. It's like, ugh. It's like, thank you, fuck that shit. Like, I don't want this shit in me. And Thrall, like, just hates what he did because it caused Doomhammer so much pain, even though Doomhammer hides it well because he's such a badass. And he looks at Thrall, and he's like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna die. And Thrall's like, no. And he's like, take this, and gives Thrall the Doomhammer, which is the current hammer that Thrall has. If, you know, in Warcraft 3, Thrall's running around with this hammer. It's the Doomhammer. It's Orgrim Doomhammer's hammer. This hammer has a little legend to it. It's been passed down from generation to generation in Doomhammer's bloodline. Anyone named Doomhammer got it. You know, his father had it before him. Doomhammer had it. And there's a prophecy behind it that says that one of the wielders of this hammer will bring forth greatness to his people, will rise above all adversaries, and bring greatness to his people. And everyone wanted to fulfill his prophecy, and Doomhammer hoped it would be him, and he thought it would be him when he became Warchief, like a long time ago, when they first came to Azeroth, and he actually defeated Blackhand to become the Warchief of the Horde. He hoped that he would be the fulfill the prophecy of the Doomhammer, but it was clear at this point that the Doomhammer belonged to Thrall, and Thrall would fulfill the prophecy. So Doomhammer gives him the Doomhammer. Orgrim Doomhammer gives the Doomhammer to Thrall, and Thrall accepts it, and Doomhammer dies right there. And it was like so good, and like, I ain't even gonna lie, I cried pretty much, like, not like, but like, all the emotion came, my eyes were watering, and I was just like, it's so well written. I cry at anything. The Lion King, I just cry. That's what I do. But it was so good. And just, I don't know, just a legend falls, but a new one's born with this Doomhammer.